girl, Paige, back at it again with yet another video for you hoes. Today's drama is fresh off the press. We are going to be talking about GABRIEL ZAMORA and Jeffree Star and the latest feud that has started between the pair of them on social media that for once Jeffree Star actually did not start or instigate. In what started as a shady subtweet from GABRIEL ZAMORA suddenly turned into him jumping on his high horse and trying to ride right into the sunset. But Twitter and social media has him all the way up at this moment in time as they humbly and graciously took him down a few notches. If you don't know what it is that I'm talking about, I'm going to be explaining all in this video. So stay tuned for the intro. More money, I want your money, I want more money. Let go.
More money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. More money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it, I won't take it back. Cause I did this shit, I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it, I won't take it back. Cause I did this shit, I was a hoe. More money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. More money, I want your money, I want more money.
Because we're from Britain, okay? We don't spill tea, we drink it. Yes, girl, I know what you're thinking. Paige, what is it that you're gonna plug this week? Nothing, bitch! We got nothing to plug. We're not plugging no hair, we're not plugging no eyelashes, we're not plugging no makeup, bitch. We ain't even plugging a mixtape this week.
Hey, I got that heat. Hey, you gonna listen?
Love these ones so much because they're so few and far between now. But you know, I do what I can. Let's get straight into the drama. So if you don't know what's been happening across social media, GABRIEL ZAMORA has been throwing shots at Jeffree Star today.
What do I do that annoys everyone and I willingly do it?
Idiots.
Gabby always comes for my broad shoulders.
Yes,
Gabby always comes for my big ol' hips.
he does.
Yeah, Gabby. What else does Gabby do that annoys that?
Gabby also comes for everybody's racism when he has his own racist past.
I hate it.
Yeah.
What's mine?
Who shot y'all? Separate the weak from the obsolete. Hard to creep them Brooklyn streets.
Now, as far as I've seen from social media, Jeffree Star hasn't responded, which is unlike him, but he hasn't responded at this very moment in time. But some of these tweets were not only extremely shady, but also utterly hypocritical. So I'm going to be going into GABRIEL ZAMORA's past and some receipts that other people have been able to find on the internet to support the claims that Jeffree Star isn't the only racist person in town, allegedly. And also going through exactly what has been said on social media. But before I go through all of this, I think this is like the first Jeffree Star video I've done this year. Like, I don't think I've spoken about Jeffree Star this year. I haven't. Unlike some channels who be talking about him all the time. I'm like the only drama channel who is like literally not obsessed with Jeffree Star. And that's all tea, all shade, all pink lemonade, bitch. And as per usual, as Jeffree Star is not brand new on this channel, however, GABRIEL ZAMORA is, I'm going to be breaking down who he is for you in 60 seconds. GABRIEL ZAMORA became the first male makeup artist to sign to Michelle Phan, the godmother of the beauty community's makeup label, Ipsy. GABRIEL ZAMORA is a beauty YouTuber and an internet social media influencer. Being of Mexican descent, he also does Spanish-orientated videos too. Before becoming a successful YouTuber, GABRIEL ZAMORA started playing around with makeup when he was a teenager. He studied business at college in Houston before actually eventually leaving college and dropping his studies altogether to move out to Los Angeles. GABRIEL was actually encouraged to move from Houston over to Los Angeles by a reality star by the name of Lily Glahaki. Gahalicki, I'm butchering that, but by a young lady called Lily. Now this Lily was on a reality TV show called The Stars of Sunset. So think about the Real Housewives franchise, but then put it in a Persian setting. She actually requested for him to move over to Los Angeles to hire him to be the social media coordinator for her company, Lily's Lashes. Since that decision to move over to Los Angeles, he has now gained himself over 400,000 subscribers on YouTube and almost 600,000 followers on Instagram. Besides that, Gabriel Zamora is known pretty much by the people that he hangs out with. He seems to be very close with people such as Nikita Dragun, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, and basically the it crowd of the YouTube beauty scene. Besides that, no tea, no shade. I don't think there's anything miraculous about his makeup skills. He has never made me go, oh bitch, you better serve with a look. He's kind of pretty much average to me, but I guess when you hang around with the right people, you can get into some of the right places. I mean, we're sitting here calling Manny MUA copper eyelid nude lip, but this guy's probably got a lot more copper eyelids and nude lips under his belt than Manny MUA does. That's just my opinion, but I am a foundation, doesn't match her neck, doesn't match her body, doesn't match her skin tone, doesn't match her face looking ass bitch. What the fuck do I know? I am a Fenty by Rihanna, save my goddamn life, this is a prophecy looking ass bitch. I am a long titty, no nipple having ass bitch. So what the fuck do I know, bitch? What the fuck do I know? Okay, so if you don't know the drama, let's get straight into it. A few hours ago on social media, Gabriel Zamora posted a very explosive tweet. And this tweet literally exploded and ricocheted against various different other social media influencers, bouncing back and forth, and created the biggest bombshell on Twitter, and that is literally no joke. Because by his explosive subtweet to Jeffree Star, what he had actually done has exposed himself and his previous tweets. Now, I thought to you, I could literally just sit here, grab my phone, and just kind of go through the conversation, who said what, when, where, and why. And then I thought, I'm just kind of like bored of that format. I'm bored of just constantly reading stuff out to you. So I thought, I got myself a little like voice actor to like help me with this. One of my subscribers has a partner who was willing to do some voice acting for me today. So I thought, being the only drama channel with a drama degree, that I would like put myself in the position of all of the subscribers and have a male voice actor act and play the position of Gabriel Zamora. So without further ado, this is my book, The Racial Demise of Gabriel Zamora's previous tweet history that started by throwing unnecessary shade at somebody called Jeffree Star, who for once did not start shit. The audiobook. Enjoy!
Imagine standing a racist? I could never.
He said with disdain. Imagine bashing somebody for racism after 10 years and them explaining the situation and profusely apologizing, then coming out as a broken individual who was also attacked for his own sexuality.
After 10 years? Honey, every time I was around him, he would constantly say racist things about black people and would validate it by saying, I've had so much black dick, I can't be a racist. To use derogatory racial slurs and think that a person of color is less than you is disgusting. But I will admit that when I first met him, I was smaller, naive, and confused that one of the top people in this industry that I grew up watching was being like this confused me and made me uncomfortable. A lot of people think that he cut me off, but it's not the case. Once I realized that it was real racism, I couldn't be friends with him. I unfollowed him early last year and he got mad and blocked me. I can't be around someone of my great friends are black. As a person of color, I knew I couldn't be around that. I grew up with people in the South looking down on me or thinking less of me simply because I'm Mexican and look it. I knew that coming out and confirming all the racist rumors about him would get me a lot of hate because he's built his own community and it's much larger than mine. I honestly scared to get that kind of hate. But today I can tell you that I am strong and can honestly stand behind what I say. I completely understand how the Shane videos made him look because I watched them. And to be honest, that's what I thought. Being his friend would be like someone so open and funny. I never used him and never got anything from him. I knew from his past how he would use that against people, so I made sure I didn't. I don't hate him, but I hate his racism and hate towards people in general. Like, people only see what he wants you to see online. That's what social media is to a lot of people, but I experienced actual hangouts with no phones or cameras where he could say whatever he truly wanted. I hear him say hard R like it was a common word. It breaks my heart to hear that word, especially because I too could see he was hurt so bad and still was. I tried to be his friend in the hopes that my positivity could rub off, but you can't help someone who isn't willing to change. When I say he's bitter, it's because the world only knows 10% of the story. God bless.
However, surprisingly, within the same breath, Gabriel goes on to say,
Bitch is bitter because without him, we're doing better.
After Gabriel completed his rant, he didn't think anything of it. He carried on with his day-to-day activities, but little did he know that the whole of Twitter was coming for that ass. A young lady by the name of Logan Carmichael decided to post up a tweet that Gabriel Zamora had posted back in 2012.
I had nothing better to do than take pictures with my #fake, #glasses, #freeloader, #Charlie Brown.
Gabriel did not like this tweet at all. It reflected him in a negative light, considering all of the things that he had said about his dear ex-friend, Jeffree Star. He replied,
We love receipts without context, so let me lend a hand. This was in 2012, and that's when I learned why that word wasn't for me to use. My friends explained it to me, and I've respected it ever since. It was instantly changed on Instagram. But no, I never used it in a racist way.
Beauty Truth Sleuth Official replied, You say you respected the fact that the word isn't yours to use, yet you never deleted the tweet? Question mark face. Then YouTube T replied, He's only saying that because it resurfaced. LOL.
Absolutely. At the time I apologized to my friends because that's who it offended. Now as a public figure, my life is open to the internet, and I'm now apologizing to the people offended by it today. I'll forever apologize to anyone offended by it. It was a mistake and I've learned.
He retorted. Beauty Truth Sleuth Official replied, But Jeffree is apologising constantly for it, and you won't extend the same courtesy. I have no favouritism either side, just pointing out the hypocrisy here. Look, if what you said was true, and only you, Jeffree, and whoever else was around at the time, only you guys know that. However, I have to ask something. Why didn't you expose him then? Then my name is Angelo responded, Because Jeffree is a hot item right now, after the Shane documentary. He's trying to get a ride on that Clout 9, but forgot the ticket, that fool. Gabriel Zamora began to get increasingly aggravated. He went back to his original post to see the young lady who had posted in the initial response that he made about Jeffree Star after 10 years and finally decided to reply. He said,
Just know that you can be so candid and honest to the internet and they still choose to believe what they want, even though there's so many people who have said the same thing. Y'all have a blessed Sunday now.
Emma Phipps says, You can delete this now. Then Gabriel Zamora says,
Nah, I'm good, but you can go ahead and delete your account if you're so bothered. Peace.
Beauty Truth Sleuth, putting the sleuth in her name to action, says, What better way to follow up an apology to those you offended than to continue offending your supporters? I'll get blocked for this, but it's okay. I'll still be able to see your tweets.
She wasn't a follower or supporter, and how is that rude?
She said she was following you. Calling someone a bitch and a nosy rat isn't rude to you? This was in relation to the way that Gabriel Zamora had spoken to a follower earlier that evening. The follower said, #petty, #not classy, #attention whore match. And Gabriel Zamora said,
You clearly only follow me to keep up, so enjoy the fucking content, bitch. Winking while simultaneously kissing emoji, middle finger emoji, #nosy rat.
This internet beef was getting out of control. More and more people were getting involved, and more people started doing some digging. And that's when somebody called Commonsensical had found out that Gabriel Zamora had said some further derogatory things in regards to the LGBTQ community. Oh, the humanity!
@TinyLinny, 'cause you're a fag.
The rumours kept swirling. Did Gabriel really apologise at the time? Well, people went to his Instagram and found out that he probably didn't.
He had nothing better to do than take pictures with my #fake, #glasses, #freeloader, #CharlieBrown.
Sacred Pearl said, "You serious about the N-word?" Gabriel Zamora said, Sacred Pearl said, "Fix it or I will tag a lot of black people in it, lol." Gabriel Zamora said,
Do it. Maybe it will get on the popular page.
Sacred Pearl says, "Lol, childish." Shaking my head. As you can see, the caption in this is vastly different to the caption in the original, so it does look like he changed it, but was it too little too late? Meanwhile, on Planet Arnell, on the other side of YouTube, there was another fight going on. Arnell defending Gabriel Zamora against Jeffree Star in a fight that he didn't start in front of loads of different subscribers, because being on Gabriel Zamora's side is definitely better than being on Jeffree Star's side, where nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, asked her opinion. Although various different subscribers of possibly Arnell and possibly Gabriel Zamora had pointed out their points eloquently and professionally and kind and with class, she still went out of her way to proceed to block every single person who disagreed with her. That is very familiar. In fact, I think that might have happened to me quite a few times. Yeah. But anywho, Arnell decided to continue to fight this battle. Nobody has to fight. God. The fact that people are attacking Gabby over this is ridiculous. You think that because you watched a short series, you know the real person now. We're in this industry. The people you know online, we know off and in real life when the cameras are off. Think about it. Well, it turns out that Gabriel Zamora had decided to think about it. And he thought long and hard and decided that an apology would be best. So he apologized on Twitter.
Hi, I wanted to take the time to say I'm sorry to anyone offended by an old tweet of mine that's recently being brought up. I'm not asking to be forgiven, I just want to apologize to anyone offended by it. Here's some more context to it if anyone would like to read. I made an ignorant tweet when I was younger and used the N-word in ways songs and videos used it, like talking to my friend. There's no excuse for me to use it, but I can say no one had ever explained the use of that word until that day to me. I honestly thought because my friend was black that I could use it with him. I playfully responded to my friend thinking it wasn't serious in the comments. I then had a conversation with my friends about it, and I was educated on the fact that it is not a word for me to use, and why I should respect it. Just know, I've never used that word in a negative way and never will. I can say that I'm the person that learns from my mistakes. It was ignorant post, and I'm sorry to anyone offended.
That indeed was very interesting. So the moral of this audiobook story is that Gabriel Zamora can learn from his mistakes, but Jeffree Star is unable and has an inability to learn from any of his mistakes. But Gabriel can. But Jeffree Star can't. The end.
Okay, so there you have it. That was my audiobook. I hope you liked it. It's a little bit different than me just sitting here throwing shade like I usually do. But as per always, although I am leaving you guys to make your own opinion, I am going to be sharing mine. In this situation, I think it's like totally, like this is what karma is. Like, if you are going to be out here throwing massive steaming pieces of shit at people, like literally dumping in your hand and then throwing it to the other side of Twitter, you better wash your hands, bitch. You better wash your hands. Before you condemn somebody else, you better make sure that your hands are clean. And the saddest thing about this whole entire situation, and this is something that I think that not many people actually kind of care to admit or will tell the truth about, but I'm like, okay, this is social media and I know who I am as a person. Every single person on this planet, whether you choose to believe so or not, whether it was from a place of anger or whatever, every single person on this planet has said or done or acted in a way that could be interpreted as racist. Whether it's actually outright saying the N-word, which I think is kind of the biggest form of racism, like in terms of like racial slurs in general, not just the N-word, but racial slurs in general, it's a really big thing that you really just shouldn't say. But even if it's just like a little quip, like somebody says something like, for so many years in the UK, the abbreviated word for Chinese is a and like for so many years I said those words came out of my mouth, and it wasn't until somebody had to culturally shock me and make me aware of the implications of my words and the fact that me saying those words, how it makes another demographic besides myself feel. I then had to look inwards to myself and make that change to make sure that I never said that word again. One of those words that wasn't necessarily taken so seriously growing up in the UK, I don't know how it is for anywhere else, but the word half-caste is used so frequently and flippantly for people who are mixed race or of mixed descent. After my auntie giving birth to 2 mixed race children, I realised that they are not half of nothing. They are a whole perfectly beautiful, amazing human being. So that culture shock shocked me into understanding that what I was saying had a negative implication about the way these people were going to be feeling about themselves. Whether we fully understood the magnitude of what it was that we said at the time or not, everybody, and I'm saying this, every single person who is watching this video has either said or done something that was negative or racially aggravated towards another race, period. Point blank. It doesn't make it right, it just means that you have to have the ability to understand, acknowledge, learn and grow. Now in this situation, Gabriel Zamora is expecting everybody to forgive and forget these things that he said, these words that came out of his mouth back in 2012. But we are not extending that same courtesy to somebody like Jeffree Star, who said all of these things 10 years ago, back when he was 19 years old.
Also, another thing that I wanted to point out, Beauty Sleuth actually brought up a really good point here. Basically, she said, another thing, Jeffree called at least 2 women of colour rats in the past, so how come you call one of your supporters a rat today? I thought that was really interesting. Now, the woman who he called a rat in his long statement, rant from earlier, I will definitely show that up on the screen in a moment. She doesn't seem to be a woman of colour, and if she is a woman of colour, she's very white passing from a visual aspect. So it just kind of begs the question, is the word rat or calling a woman a rat or a woman of colour a rat only an issue when it's directed at a woman of colour? Or is it not considered in that same disgusting, nasty nature when it's directed to a woman who isn't of colour? Or is it only, like, what is the rules there? Because I just found that quite an interesting thing to look at. Like, are we only delegating women of colour to animals? Like, I don't get it.
But it's not about where you've been, it's about where you're going and who you're becoming. As long as that person isn't exhibiting those same behaviours over and over and over again, as long as that behaviour pattern does not become systematic, I personally am a person who is willing to let that go. There are many friends of mine who will never understand why I'm able to let that go, but I am. I am able to let that go. Who are you going to be? Who are you now? The problem is that when we condemn somebody for the rest of their life, they have no opportunity to do better or be better. And if we were to put things on a level playing field in the same way that we expected Jeffree Star not only to apologize on Snapchat, not only to apologize on Twitter and Instagram, but also to go over to his main social media platform, which is YouTube, and sit down and make an apology video, which still people are not happy with. I think it is only fair for us to expect the same from Gabriel Zamora. If a video was as far as it needed to go for Jeffree Star to absolve himself from all of the sins and the bad things that it is that he said all those years ago, then I think it is only fair to expect the exact same from you. I personally think when there is a situation like that, that is the only thing to do, and a silly little apology that you have posted up on your Twitter simply isn't enough.
Another thing that's happened is now on social media, people are beginning to dig up really disgusting, derogatory messages that not only Laura Lee has posted, as you can see in this tweet, but also things that Nikita Dragun had posted in the past. And everyone's basically saying, these are the people that you're rolling with. How are these people any better than Jeffree Star when they said nasty, derogatory things all in that same time frame within 2012? This in turn has led Laura Lee to completely deactivate her Twitter account due to, I imagine, the mass amount of hate and spam that she's been getting, as well as Gabriel Zamora completely locking off his Twitter and making it a private account so that nobody can see any of his tweets, which kind of makes his tweet apology that he posted up to social media pretty much null and void at this moment. I mean, nobody can see that, but at least people can see Jeffree Star's video. Just saying. Now, this isn't to say that I suddenly believe that Gabriel Zamora is a racist. In fact, I don't believe he's racist at all. I don't believe Laura Lee's racist. I don't believe Nikita Dragun's racist. But I do believe that people have the ability to learn and grow from their mistakes. And I think this is a mistake that was made on all of these people's parts. So before you throw a stone and cast judgment on somebody, I think that you should make sure that you're not living in a glass house, because that shit fell to pieces.
But it'll be interesting to see how Gabriel Zamora gets through all of this, because, I mean, y'all did the same thing, in essence. Just y'all tweeted it, and that was videoed. Y'all did the same thing. Anyway, that is about it from me. That's all I wanted to talk about. I want to know what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. I really want to hear your opinions of this. Do you agree with me? Do you believe that it's about time that people let things go? And if people are willing to let go of what Gabriel has done in this instance, we should be able to sit down and forgive and forget this whole situation with Jeffree Star? Or do you think once a racist, always a racist across the board, whether it's Gabriel, Holly Boom, PewDiePie or Jeffree Star, they are all cancelled? Or do you think that Jeffree Star still exhibits that behaviour and everybody else does not? Tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like it, if you don't, I don't give a shit anyway. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell so that you guys get a notification every single time that Paige posts new content. I personally think it's going to be very, very interesting to see how people react to the new developments in regards to Gabriel Zamora's racist past. And if Jeffree Star's racism is going to be following him throughout his entire YouTube career, then I personally believe any other person, including my goddamn self, who has ever said anything racist in their past, ever, should have that racist tag follow them like a stamp on the head. But that is just my humble opinion, and don't take my opinion for it, because I'm not gonna do another race video. I'm fucking sick of this shit. Just petty. Mwah. Bye.
Too much money in the bank. I ain't tryna play no games. Fuck, I hate to go sack. I be on my hustle all day, little bitch. Stay in your place, motherfucker, I'm paid. Too much money in the bank. I ain't tryna play no games. Fuck, I hate to go sack. I be on my hustle all day, little bitch. Stay in your place, motherfucker, I'm paid.
Now take the